It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Bob Wick, who is the XFL head equipment manager for the Los Angeles Wild. How are you doing today?
Good, Brandon. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about, of course, how you got started being an equipment manager?
Yeah, it's really growing up, hanging out, going to all the baseball games, Padre games, Charger games, all the sports in San Diego. Our parents took us to collecting autographs. And then when I was high school, I really wanted to be an athlete first, but that was not going to happen. So I thought the next best thing to get in a locker room would be maybe be a sports writer. I took journalism class in high school, but then when we started going to all the practices and events and stuff, I found out that they have, bad boys, the cool managers, ball boys and stuff. So when the Buffalo Braves moved from Buffalo to San Diego, I just applied to be a ball boy for them, and I became their head ball boy. And that's what started my career.
Can you talk about, of course, you said that you were with the San Diego Clippers. I mean, I saw that you were with the San Diego Clippers. Can you talk about that experience?
Yeah, that was probably the best job and the best time of my life. I worked for them for 2.5 years. I was their head ball boy. I was able to sit on the end of the bench for all their games. That's before they had those, those $500,000 seats and stuff. You could sit right in the front row. Worked all their practices. Their training camp was at UCSD. I was able to shoot with the players, which really helped my career in college in basketball. And the athletes were so nice, working the practice system, working all the games. It was a great time.
What was your time like with the Chargers?
Yeah, then around the same time, like a year later, Chargers hired me to be their to work training camp as a camp boy. I was trying to get with the Chargers. So after training camp was over, our equipment manager, he had me stay during the season and help work part-time. So I was doing the Chargers and the Clippers for 2 years. And then our assistant equipment manager, he left after the 1983 season. He went to the 49ers. So I took over his job as an assistant. So I was assistant for 20 years. And then our head equipment manager retired after the 1999 season. So I was the head guy for 17 years with the Chargers.
Can you talk a little bit about who you met? Like, I see that you have a Phillip Rivers jersey and stuff right beside you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so many athletes. Brian, I'll be here in a whole day naming them all, but I started with Dan Fouts era, Don Coryell, Kellen Winslow, Charlie Joyner, and then we went through Stan Humphries, the Super Bowl team, Natron Means, and then the current guys like Junior Seau, Antonio Gates, Phil Rivers, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. Some really great athletes, some Hall of Famers.
What was it like, of course, meeting the Hall of Famers and like being their equipment manager?
Yeah, it's different from being on the outside when I was a kid collecting autographs, because you were really in all of the players. And then when you become a equipment manager, the players respect you and they come to you and ask you for advice on what to wear on everything, what shoes they should wear, what type of helmet. So the roles reverse, where the players respect you more than I respect them too, but they really took your advice to heart.
Can you talk about, of course, your time with the Allies American Football League?
Yeah, that was a great time. At the time, I was at a good job here in Tucson. I was working in a restaurant for my best friend, and I really didn't have any interest in this football league. I heard about it. But the 49ers, the equipment manager, he had said, hey, they're looking for people. Can I give them your phone number? And I said, well, why not? Here's my phone number. Then I had Tim Lewis, the head coach, call me. And I didn't know Tim Lewis at all. He's been in the NFL forever. We talked on phone for 20 minutes. I told him I'm really not interested. I just got promoted. I'm going to be manager and all this stuff. But I do miss football. And right then, he sold me on the Birmingham and the AAF. Told me about, it's only a 5-month job. We pay for housing, your benefits, all this stuff. So I was so excited. And I got back into football with Birmingham. And the last game, that I was at Qualcomm Stadium, which they're tearing down right now. We played the San Diego Fleet, so I was able to come back home to San Diego and be in the stadium for one last time. So it turned out really well. Tim
so
Lewis,
amazing.
great head coach. I had a great time. I'm sorry the league ran out of money, had to shut down.
Can you talk about, of course, getting the job with the Los Angeles Wild, the XFL team?
Yeah, I was really fortunate. Right when our league was folding, I was in Birmingham, I had the XFL call me because they were getting ready to play the following year. So on the same day, while our players were in meetings about the Birmingham team folding, I was talking to the guy that was hiring the equipment managers, and he even said, he asked me, he goes, "What team do you want to work for?" And I go, "I'll work wherever you put me. Because I'm out of a job now. Since the AAF folded." So it's just, I'm from San Diego. I live in Tucson. He put me in LA, which was perfect.
Can you talk about, of course, what you've accomplished so far at LA?
Yeah, we had a great first year. Unfortunately, COVID shut us down. It was a great experience again. There's a lot of makeshift. We were at Long Beach City College, so I really didn't have an equipment room, so I had to improvise on that. We had a couple storage rooms, and I had a locker room which served as my equipment room. And in that league, you had players coming and going every day, so I was fitting new players out each day. Ran the practices. We had road trips. We went to New York, so it was similar to the NFL. They treat you first class. We had first class hotels, food, and everything. And I'm hoping they relaunch soon. The plan is to play in spring of 2022.
That's so amazing. What is a day in the life as an equipment manager like?
Yeah, it can be pretty grueling. You start early in the morning. Players have treatments, so you have to have everything in their lockers from the night before. All the laundry's done. New players come in for fitting in the morning. Players come in, need stuff. You get everything ready for practice. In the XFL, 20 players had modules in their helmets so they could hear the play from the coaches. So we had to take the modules out after each practice. We had to charge them, and the next morning we put the modules back in the helmets. And then you had to make sure they worked during practice and during the games. So we did that. And then we set up the practice field with all the dummy sleds and everything. Got footballs ready, work practice, and after practice, you have all laundry to do, and then the next day the same thing all over again. And then you also pack for road trips too. We had trunks and bags to pack all our equipment.
What was it like, of course, going from LA to New York, where you might have snow one day and not snow?
Yeah, with the Chargers too. I was in that coldest game in Cincinnati in 1981. It was minus 59 degrees with the wind chill factor. And you just pack everything you can. You have extra trunks, extra bags of cold weather gear. And now the cold weather gear is so sophisticated. Back then in the 80s, it was just wool and stuff. And now it's all heat max fitting stuff. So it's so much better. And you just have to pack a lot of stuff. We played in New York last year with the XFL. It's like 30 degrees there. So we all had our heavy jackets on, stocking hats, undergarments.
Can you talk about, of course, some difference and similarities in, of course, being an equipment manager for the XFL versus NFL or AFL?
Yeah, it's so similar. Everything's the same type helmets, same clothing, we had Nike shoes. The only difference is you don't have the quantities of stuff. We had, we had the best shoulder pads in XFL, but you just don't have all the extra stuff that you had in NFL because their budget is much bigger than our budget.
What is something that you've learned now that you didn't know before starting as a head equipment manager?
Well, like I said earlier, I probably learned how much the players rely on you, how they respect you, and they really treat you well. I never thought it was like that before. All the respect and love you get from the players and coaches and even the trainers. You work with all those people. You all work together as a team.
That's wonderful. What advice would you give upcoming, of course, equipment managers looking to get into the professional world?
Yeah, it's so much of it now. Colleges, I know at the University of Arizona, they'll have 12 managers working for the team, which is a lot of people. I only had 3 assistants, in the professional leagues. And so there's so many kids that know about equipment managers. Not then when I started, back then we didn't have sports administration majors or nothing. So there's so much out there, so much competition. And what I tell the people, everyone's a hard worker, in football. Everyone can work hard, but it's more than that. You have to have personality. You have to get along well with each other. You have to have fun at work. And I think that's really important, fitting in with the team of equipment managers.
That's so amazing. Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with, of course, the program at?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Where can my listeners find you at on social media, along with the LA Angels?
Or you like my my Facebook?
Yeah, like
address?
Twitter, and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Just look under Bob Wick 17.
Thank you again, Bob, for your interview,
Sure.
and best of luck with your career.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Bob, for your interview, and best of luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.